5 beliefs that make you Taoist. If you're familiar with yin and yang, wushu, or the movie Star Wars, then you're familiar with Taoism. Not only that, but you might even be a Taoist. The following is a list of 5 major Taoist tenets. If you believe any of these, then you may have been a Taoist all along. A little background. One of the primary texts Taoists base their beliefs on is the Tao Te Ching, a compilation of verses attributed to Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, who lived around 530 to 570 BCE. For the purposes of this article, I've used the translation of the Tao Te Ching by Derek Lin. You can find a complete version at Taoism.net. The Taoist religion boasts over 220 million practitioners. All of these individuals come from different schools, sects, backgrounds, dialects, etc. So beliefs and practices will certainly vary. However, these are some of the main principles that most Taoists believe. 1. God is beyond comprehension. Taoists don't believe that God is a person-shaped entity in the sky. In fact, Taoists don't even believe God's nature can be comprehended at all. In the Tao Te Ching, Chapter 1, Lao Tzu writes, "The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the origin of heaven and earth." Human beings are still pretty new to the universe. We barely understand the complexities of our physical bodies, let alone the precise nature of our Creator. Ascribing God human characteristics and human emotions is severely limiting the incomprehensible source of existence. 2. Good and evil are human perceptions. Newton's third law states, "For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction." Sounds like Newton had a copy of the Tao Te Ching lying around. Chapter 2 of the ancient text states, "When the world knows beauty as beauty, ugliness arises. When it knows good as good, evil arises. Thus, being and non-being produce each other. You can't have light without darkness, good without evil, beauty without ugliness, wealth without poverty, life without death. What's more, all of these aspects of existence are considered natural manifestations. There is no supreme good or supreme evil. Negative or immoral actions are considered the result of imbalance in body, mind, or spirit. 3. Nature's laws are God's laws. Chapter 25 of the Tao Te Ching states, "Humans follow the laws of earth. Earth follows the laws of heaven. Heaven follows the laws of Tao. Tao follows the laws of nature." In Taoism, God and nature are one and the same. Thus, God's laws are the laws of nature. Living in harmony with the earth, keeping your body healthy, taking care of your family, living a simple, natural lifestyle, these are the ways to cultivate contentment, virtue, and life. Chapter 44 explains, "Fame or the self, which is dearer? The self or wealth, which is greater? Gain or loss, which is more painful? Thus, excessive love must lead to great spending. Excessive hoarding must lead to heavy loss. Knowing contentment avoids disgrace. Knowing when to stop avoids danger. Thus, one can endure indefinitely. Striving to conform to society, acquire great wealth, and living a lavish lifestyle all inevitably lead to suffering." In Chapter 3, Lao Tzu says, "The sages empty their hearts, fill their bellies, weaken their ambitions, and strengthen their bones. Let the people have no cunning and no greed, so those who scheme will not dare to meddle. Act without contrivance, and nothing will be beyond control." 4. God doesn't need to punish us. We punish ourselves. In Chapter 5, we find that heaven and earth are impartial. They regard myriad things as straw dogs. Hurting your fellow man, hoarding wealth, striving for fame, these are all unhealthy and subsequently unnatural actions. They go against the natural flow of Tao and the laws of nature and can cause the individual suffering as a result. In short, God doesn't need to punish us because we create our own suffering. This is illustrated in Chapter 50. "I've heard of those who are good at cultivating life. Traveling on the road, they do not encounter rhinos or tigers. Entering into an army, they are not harmed by weapons. Rhinos have nowhere to thrust their horns. Tigers have nowhere to clasp their claws. Soldiers have nowhere to lodge their blades. Why? Because they have no place for death. This is about as good an explanation of karma as I have ever heard. You reap what you sow, either in this life or the next, but that doesn't mean reincarnation is specifically a form of punishment. In chapter 40, Lao Tzu writes, "The returning is the movement of the Tao. The weak is the utilization of the Tao. The myriad things of the world are born of being. Being is born of non-being. Everything happens in cycles, including the cycle of death, rebirth, and reincarnation. Reincarnation is not the result of bad karma, although your actions will certainly affect you in subsequent lifetimes. But the fact of the matter is, organic life forms require souls to animate their material bodies. By this logic, we find that the soul's process of exiting a body upon death and re-entering another at birth is as natural a process as breathing." 5. All is one. Lao Tzu's theme of oneness is apparent throughout the entirety of the Tao Te Ching. Tao is the creator, the preserver, and the transformer of all existence. The universe is a vast and complex system, of which we are just a microscopic part. The named is the mother of myriad things. Thus, constantly without desire, one observes its essence. Constantly with desire, one observes its manifestations. These two emerge together, but differ in name. The unity is said to be the mystery. Mystery of mysteries, the door to all wonders. The door to all wonders mentioned in chapter 1 is the oneness of all things. Humans like to do something that no other creature on earth does. We like to give things names. We label everything. We ascribe all manners of characteristics to, well, myriads of things. We obsess over differences in quantities and qualities, and in doing so, we forget that we are all a part of the same universe. The door to all wonders is realizing that all is one. Therefore, in order to cultivate a life of contentment, one need only live a simple and healthy life. In living naturally, one moves with Tao, not against it. Within the universal current, it's easy to see and feel your place in the universe and realize that we are all one. Where to go from here? So, if you're a newfound Taoist and you're wondering where to go from here, Chapter 16 has some simple guidance for you. Attain the ultimate emptiness. Hold on to the truest tranquility. The myriad things are all active. I therefore watch their return. Everything flourishes. Each returns to its root. Returning to the root is called tranquility. Tranquility is called returning to one's nature. Returning to one's nature is called constancy. Knowing constancy is called clarity. Not knowing constancy, one recklessly causes trouble. Knowing constancy is acceptance. Acceptance is impartiality. Impartiality is sovereign. Sovereign is heaven. Heaven is Tao. Tao is eternal. The self is no more without danger. Please like and share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more videos on all things metaphysical.